If you don't mind, there's something that has been bothering me that I just feel like I need to get off my chest. So this morning I go down to my coffee place and I ordered my morning donut, which is supposed to be 75 cents, but with taxes it comes out to $1.01. And I didn't have a penny, and I'm sorry, but I have to say this. It is time to get rid of the damn penny.
At this point in the broadcast, Seth launched into a 60-second obscenity-laden tirade about pennies and how they are a useless type of currency. Network policy prevents us from broadcasting his comments, but due to a technical issue, we were forced to air this portion of the show. In short, Seth believes pennies are just shiny orange trash, and the only thing they're good for is scraping gum off his shoes. He went on to say, pennies cost more to make than they're actually worth, much like my potato dolls. He then proceeded to pull out 2 small potato dolls and place them neatly on his desk. He identified them as Beatrice and Bucksbaum. He said they were to be treated as his children. Seth then said, if you're going to give me a penny for my thoughts, I'm only going to give you a thought that's worth a penny. For example, I think grapes are jealous of raisins for their skinny bodies and effortless California vibe. He then took aim at the take a penny, leave a penny tray, saying, if we're taking and leaving things arbitrarily, why not take a sandwich, leave a soda? Take a sweater, leave a shoe. Take a Rolex, leave a fish. At which point, a man in the audience replied, someone took my Rolex earlier today. Was it you? To which a guilty-looking Seth said, I would never. To which the man replied, then why am I wearing this fish around my wrist? To which Seth said, maybe it's one of those fish that tells time. At which point the man asked the fish, do you tell time? At which point the fish replied, hey, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, baby. To which Seth and the man both heartily agreed, and then proceeded to crack open a couple of tall boys. He then pulled out different coins and began voicing controversial opinions about them. Of the quarter, he said, too big and too fat. Get your ass to the gym and we'll talk. Of the dime, smaller than a penny but worth 10 times more, dude must have a huge dong. He then lifted up a nickel and said, nickel is perfect, nickel is all. He then kissed the nickel and asked the audience not to tell his wife. Seth then declared that picking up pennies wasn't actually good luck, adding, just look how it turned out for Abe Lincoln. Dude is on the penny and he got shot in the head by some incel in a theater. At which point the real live Abraham Lincoln approached the desk and said, actually the bullet went in one ear and out the other. I'm fine. To which Seth replied, oh my God, I'm so glad you're alive. Seth then asked Lincoln why he always wore such a tall hat. Lincoln said, where do you think I keep my snacks? You have snacks in there? Said Seth. Why don't you find out for yourself? Said Lincoln. Lincoln then took off the hat and invited Seth to reach inside, which he did, but then pulled his hand back quickly, saying, something in there bit me. At which point Abe Lincoln simply began laughing loudly and maniacally. At this point, one of the show's stagehands, Kenny Coyle, called his wife and said, honey, remember that dream I've been having? It just happened in real life. NBC would like to ask viewers to disregard Seth's opinions about pennies as they do not reflect the network's position and do not make any sense. We now resume our broadcast.
Because a penny saved is a penny that can kiss my ass. Woo! That felt good to get on my desk. Up top, Abe Lincoln! We'll be right back with Ari Melber. And keep the change, you filthy animals.